Hey guys, so I got lash glue in my eye, so I currently cannot see properly right now, so if I'm out of focus or something, then I apologise. But in today's video, I thought I would do another products not worth the hype video. Wait, have I even done one of these before? I think I've done a like, are they worth the hype video, and I talked about products that I didn't think were worth the hype. I honestly can't even remember, but I just have found a few products that I kind of thought I would put into a not worth the hype video. Products that have been really hyped about on social media and stuff, and I just personally don't think are worth the money. That is what I'm going to be talking about in this video. I really don't want to offend anyone here, like in this video. This is all just my personal opinion. I still love all of the brands that I'm talking about. There are so many other products that I love and like use all the time, but it's just like these particular products that I'm going to talk about just didn't personally work for me. If you're new here as well, I would love it if you would subscribe by pressing the little button down below. I post on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and yeah, I would love it if you join the little fam. Okay, so I don't know which one to start with. Oh, I've just thought of another product. Let me just get it. Oh, I just had to dig around in my wardrobe for that. Oh my god, I just broke my nail. I don't know if you can see this, but I've just like snapped my nail and it's kind of like half hanging off. And yes, these are my real nails. This is why this is a big deal for me. Okay, well, in the grand scheme of life, it's not a big deal, but like, this is gonna take a long time to grow back. I may as well just pick it off because it's just gone. It's gone. It's gone. Okay, so anyway, the reason that I just broke my nail, I'm going to talk about the product now, because if I don't, then that was going to be a waste of a nail. So this is actually a drugstore product, but it was so hyped about a couple of years ago that I thought it was going to be absolutely amazing. This is the W7 in the Nude Natural Nudes palette, and this is supposed to be the dupe for the Naked 3. It's basically an identical kind of like copy of it with these shades and the kind of, well, it's got very similar packaging, but yeah, I had heard so many great things about this, people saying that it's exactly the same as the original Naked 3 and that you don't even need to buy the Naked 3 because this one is so great. So I bought this and I was so excited for it, and then I got it home and I swatched it and I put it on my eyes, and all of the colours just pretty much show up the same like on my skin. There's just such little pigmentation, I just could not really get them to work. Like, they just kind of blend out into nothing. And I know that there are some people out there that absolutely love this palette, but for me, I just was really not a fan of the colours. I just found that they aren't that pigmented, and I know that it is really cheap, so obviously if I hadn't have heard so many people raving about it, I wouldn't have expected much from this, but it's just the fact that so many people were like, oh my god, this is the best thing since sliced bread, and then I bought it and I was like, nah. So this is the first little palette that I think is not worth the hype. I'm really sorry if you like this, just my opinion. The next product I'm absolutely gutted to be including in this video, and I was kind of like umming and ahhing whether to include it or not because I feel like I'm gonna get some backlash for this. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Pearl, and oh, I'm opening it the wrong way. It has really cool packaging with like the metal bit in the middle, and then it's basically just a white highlighter, and I got this because I'd heard Nikki Tutorials rave about it like so much, and yes, it is a pretty highlighter, but in all honesty, like, I thought it was going to be a absolute revolution because obviously I have super fair skin. Right now I have a little bit of fake tan on. I feel like I've been saying that in all of my videos recently. But my natural skin colour is really pale. I thought this was going to be absolutely perfect for me. But I feel like I have to put on like 2 or 3 layers for it to be as blinding as some of my other highlighters. And I just feel like I have a lot better highlighters, and I think this is like my most expensive highlighter that I've ever bought. I think it might be £32 or something, which is so expensive. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like, okay, so it looks pretty when you swatch it and stuff, but when I actually put it on my face, I just feel like, yeah, like I said, it's a little bit sheer and it needs building up. And I don't know if that's just mine, I don't know whether I got a bad one, I don't know whether that's just like my personal preference or stuff, but for me, like, I have some highlighters where you just dip your brush in it and you just need kind of like a couple of swipes in it, and then you just do the one layer on your face and then it's like super blinding, whereas this one I feel like requires a few layers and it's just not as good as I was expecting it to be. If you do build it up, it is really pretty, and it is a really pretty highlighter. I was just expecting more for the price, if you get what I mean. So yeah, that is such a shame that I'm mentioning this. Next is is another one. It's another highlighter, and I have actually spoken about this a couple of times before, so I'm just going to skim over it, but I felt like it had to be included in this video. This is the Jeffree Star Skin Frost in Crystal Ball, and I've heard some people say that this is absolutely amazing and it's their favourite highlighter and they love it and all of this stuff. I'm just trying to open it with a hair clip because I don't want to break another nail. But I don't know whether I just got a dodgy one. A couple of people were saying to me that they think I might have got a bad one because their one is really, really good. I feel like my one has been overpressed, like it just feels really hard. And this is nowhere near as pigmented as the other Jeffree Star highlighters that I have. And this is like even worse than Becca Pearl. And like when I put it on my hand, again, it just kind of like blends away into nothing. And yeah, I honestly don't know whether I got a bad one because I love Ice Cold, which is one of his other Skin Frosts, but Crystal Ball just did not work for me, which sucks. The next two products could be a little controversial. Okay, the first one, I have to say, the Benefit Professional. I just do not get along with this. Like, I don't get the hype. I'm really sorry, like I feel so bad for saying this because I know that so many people love this, and I love Benefit. I think they make some amazing quality products. Like their brow stuff is amazing. They have a new highlighter which is amazing. I really now actually like Hula Light, which I didn't like the first time I used it, but I actually use it now like on more kind of like natural days or to make my face match my neck when I have tan on. But anyway, that's not the point. I just don't get on with the Professional. I don't know, I feel like for the price, it just doesn't do anything noticeable for me, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't make my makeup last any longer, and in terms of minimising my pores, I feel like my pores are just so big that they can't really be minimised, and I don't know, I just feel like these kind of silicone primers, that you know, like the ones that make your face feel really, really soft, I feel like these just don't work with my oily skin. I don't know what it is. I don't know if anybody else has the same problem, but I feel like they just kind of make my foundation like slide around a bit more. And yeah, I do the thing where I kind of like pat it into my face rather than like rub it into my face, and I still find the same thing. And I don't know, I just use this sometimes when I'm going out, but I just don't really notice that it does that much. I just feel like it's a placebo effect. And then the next products that I'm going to talk about is Kylie Lip Kits. I have the little birthday collection, and I just really don't think these are worth the money. I feel like maybe I did mention these in my other kind of like worth the hype video, but I just want to reiterate, like, in the UK, the shipping, customs, and like the overall price of Kylie Cosmetics is so ridiculous that like these are just super overpriced. I think I paid like $50 or something for this, and it's just, in my opinion, they're literally just as good as any other of my drugstore liquid lipsticks. Literally, like, I prefer my Colourpop liquid lipsticks. I feel like these are really nothing special, and oh god, I feel like such a bitch. Like, I don't know, like, I do like them, they are nice liquid lipsticks, but what I'm trying to say is for the price, I think these are so overhyped and overpriced, and yeah. The next product I'm going to talk about is actually a foundation. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation in the shade Porcelain. I remember seeing all of the adverts for this, I was like, wow, this foundation is going to change my life. Did anybody else think that? Like when they saw the adverts, they were like, oh my god, that looks amazing. So obviously I ran out and bought it, took it home, I put it on, and it's supposed to be matte, full coverage, long wear foundation, weightless feel. Okay, I'll give it that. It is a really, really weightless feeling foundation. Don't know how they do it, but it is literally like the most lightweight feeling foundation I've ever tried. But this just isn't like full coverage. I don't know. On me, I don't find that it's full coverage. It's not like as full coverage as I thought it was going to be, and I was just a bit disappointed because when I put it on my face, I was like, damn, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. And I don't know, I just feel like this was so hyped to the point where I was like, this is going to be the best foundation I've ever tried. And also I find on me as well, it doesn't last all day on my oily skin. But one thing I do want to say though is I find that if I mix this with other foundations, like if I mix it with the True Match or the Infallible foundation, I find that it works a lot better. But by itself, I don't know, it just doesn't last particularly well on me. It like breaks up around my chin and nose, and yeah, not my fave. And then the final product, which I think is not worth the hype. I feel like in the UK these aren't as hyped about, but in the US, Tarte is such a huge brand. This is the Tartus Lip Paint. This one in particular is in the shade Namaste, but I have a lot of the shades and I've tried a lot of the shades, and I used to kind of like these until I realised that they are as dry as the Sahara Desert. I feel like I tried these, I don't know, maybe about 2 years ago. Was it about 2 years ago? I feel like they might have developed a new formula since then because they relaunched like a bunch of new shades and stuff. So maybe the formula is better now because I haven't heard people like complaining about them as much. But this like Tarte Lip Paint, like the matte ones, they are so drying. Like even the thought of putting them on my lips makes me cringe because they are just so dry, and like you rub your lips together and it's just like and like throughout the day if you wear these they literally just like suck the life out of your lips. Obviously again, Tarte is an amazing brand. This is the only thing I've tried from Tarte that I haven't liked, and yeah, it's just too dry for me, too dry for my lips. I mean, my lips can actually handle pretty dry liquid lipsticks because I wear liquid lipsticks like every day. I'm kind of used to it, but this one is just like... Okay, so that is it for this video. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of comments of people being angry or whatever, but yeah, like I said, this is honestly like just my personal opinion. These products did not work for me. Obviously, like makeup products are not gonna work for every single person like in the same way because everyone has different skin types and textures, and you know, like different skin, different I don't know, just everybody's different, okay? So what works for me might not work for somebody else, and what works for somebody else might not work for me, which is what has happened in this video. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below, like if you agree with me on any of these products, or if there are any products that you think are not worth the hype. I would actually love to hear your opinions. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you press the little subscribe button down below. Oh my god, my nail feels so weird because it's missing. Also, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And I hope you're all having a lovely day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! That was a really weird goodbye.